First day of BlizzCon is over, and we got some big announcements coming for Diablo 4. I hope you'll stick around and join me. We'll see you on the other side. Okay, so the first day of BlizzCon is over, and wow, I don't know what's going on at Blizzard's headquarters. Someone must have put something in the water because they continue to amaze. Anyway, we're going to go over the details of what's coming in the upcoming weeks and months for Diablo 4, and then also what is next in the future of Diablo 4. And then at the end, I'll give you my take on what this means for Diablo 4's future. Here we go. So Rod Ferguson took the stage and gave a little bit of an introduction. He basically said that apparently there's 1.5 billion hours have been played so far in Diablo 4. Pretty astonishing numbers. We then had Tiffany Watt and Chris Wilson, both production directors for D4, come up to the stage and give us a flavor of what's coming down the pipe for Diablo 4. So I'm going to go in chronological order. Starting next week, they're introducing 5 unique class-specific rings. Now, they didn't get into too much specifics. All we know is, and I'm going to put my spin on this, is these 5 unique class special rings are an homage to Season 1. It's going to be in a way where we'll be able to utilize these rings, and it's a homage to Season 1, Season of the Malignant. So basically, powers from Season of the Malignant will be introduced into the game vis-a-vis these 5 unique class-specific rings. And they highlighted the corpse explosion for the Necromancer that was very popular in Season 1. So they said they're going to do a deep dive into this in Day 2. So more details to come. But there's going to be 5 unique class-specific rings from the Season of the Malignant coming to Season 2. Next was on December 5th, we're going to be having an enchanting preview window. So when you're prior to selecting an enchantment, you will get to see the possible affixes prior to spending your gold. So that's really nice. It'll give us more information prior to adding or changing an affix on an item, and it'll allow us to save that gold if we're not happy with the possible outcomes displayed on that window. Also on December 5th, another endgame activity. It's going to be a 6-week event, and it's a seasonal event called the Abattoir of Zir. It's a highly reputable pinnacle experience designed for players who have reached level 100, players who have slayed Uber Duriel, and all the other challenges Season of Blood has to offer. Those who survive will attain a Paragon glyph constructed out of the Vampiric Lord's own blood. But be aware, the Abattoir of Zir starts difficult and only gets harder. This event is for players that have reached 100 and looking for more to do. This is content that not every build will be able to complete, and they recommended that you bring your best build. Next, December 12th, our first ever holiday event, Midwinter Blight. It's going to be 3 weeks long, and it's going to transform the Fractured Peaks to a winter wonderland. Tiffany and Chris then started getting into Season 3. Now, they said they couldn't get into a lot of details, but they announced and confirmed, which we already knew, leaderboards is coming in Season 3. What we did learn on the first day of BlizzCon, that this leaderboard is going to be called the Gauntlet. Players can compete for the class rankings against their friends, clans, anyone in the world. At the end of each week, the heroes with the highest rank will be added to the Seasonal Hall of Ancients, and their name and build will live on. Now, probably one of the most popular announcements yesterday, just from the reaction of the crowd and me personally, I got up from my chair when they started doing this. But the first expansion was confirmed on the first day of BlizzCon, and the first expansion for Diablo 4 is going to be named the Vessel of Hatred. And they showed a quick video on that. And basically, this is where we learn the fate of the primeval Mephisto. Also, on day one, during the D4 presentation, they confirmed there is a new class coming to Diablo 4. Okay, I don't know what's in the water at Blizzard right now, but they got to keep drinking it because this is awesome. Unbelievable. So much to unpack here. So let's take this chronologically. Obviously, wow, 1.5 billion hours played so far. That's crazy. And when Tiffany Watt and Chris Whistling got on the stage and they discussed all the stuff that's coming down, my first reaction was, wow, they're actually putting more stuff into season 2. Like, we're talking a month away, all these items that are coming, and the class specific rings from season 1, Season of the Malignant, is literally coming to the game next week. Crazy. You know, this signals to me that the Diablo 4 dev team, finally the light bulb went out and they're finally getting it. And the messages that I have been saying and that the whole community has been screaming at the top of their lungs of all these things that need to get fixed are finally being heard. And this points to the fact that finally the Diablo 4 dev team have a sense of urgency that they're putting all this content into the game. It will only help it. And I have to say, I walked away from that. And the Diablo 4 presentation on day one was approximately 12 minutes, around there. So it's pretty quick. But they unpacked a lot. So really good. That's my initial thought. I love the enchanting preview window. Everybody was kicking and screaming for it. So I'm really happy that they're doing that. And I know the player base is going to love it. You know, it's basically a price check before spending your gold and changing your affixes or enchanting your gear, or weapon. So it's a really good ad. Again, quality of life continues to get improved. The Abattoir of Zir, this one is interesting. I hope people don't think, okay, I'm level 100, I'm going to go in there and this. Like, this sounds like this is the pinnacle event, right? It's going to be a 6-week event. Like, they went out of their way to say that this is bring your best class and gear, man, because it's going to be super difficult. Now, we've heard this before. So if we gauge it from the past, this might actually be a tough fight for some people. I don't know if it's going to be an unbelievable fight, like kind of what I'm hearing, but we'll see. You know, I heard they said that not every build will be able to complete it. So very interesting, and I'm keen on seeing what that means and how difficult the Abattoir of Zir is going to be. And that happens on December 5th. If you don't have a level 100, this might entice you to finish and get that level 100. December 12th is going to be the very first holiday event. And, you know, Blizzard has experience in these kind of, you know, I like to call them cosmetic seasonal events, where whether it's Halloween, Christmas, they put into the game, they change a specific town or area in the world map to fit that theme. And in this case, it's going to be a winter wonderland. So I would imagine this event is going to provide the player base just basically new cosmetics that are going to be able to be earned during the event. And It's 3 weeks long. Leaderboards, the gauntlet, pretty self-explanatory. That's coming in season 3, appropriately named the gauntlet, and it looks like we're going to have weekly competitions, I guess, where every week they're going to see who the highest ranks are in the classes, and they're going to be put into the seasonal hall of ancients. So I know a lot of people love that, and that's coming in season 3. That's really all they talked about season 3. And as we know, season 3 is coming in January. Season 2 ends January 23rd. So I'm sure there's going to be more meat put on that bone. Now, the big one. Mephisto's back, baby. Mephisto is back. And for you lore people, and I have to say, the thing that I'm taking, first of all, the data mine, and I did a video on this, the data mine has sounds pretty accurate. Everything that was mentioned in that data mine leak regarding the expansion looks like it may be coming true. A lot of things that were said in that data mine are coming true. So, of course, they called it, I believe, the Lord of Hatred, but the actual expansion is going to be the Vessel of Hatred, and it's expected to be released late 2024. And I believe that's a good thing. Now, of course, everybody wants the expansion as soon as possible, but the fact that they've already told us that it's late 2024, I think it's a good thing, because I know what this represents. This represents that they want to get it right. So that's, although I want it as soon as possible, I'm glad that it's late 2024, just for the fact that it gives them the time to get this first expansion, because it's going to be an important one to get it right. And basically, Mephisto's back, and I want you to see this really quick introduction to the Vessel of Hatred, because they showed this video on stage at BlizzCon.
We have each played a part in what has happened here. You abdicated your choice to this child. And with every step she takes, I grow stronger. There will be no salvation in the light.
Wow, what a great video. I got goosebumps when I watched it. Mephisto's voice is, I literally screamed Mephisto as soon as that video started rolling. Unbelievable. They are really going back to a lot of stuff from Diablo 2. And I can't help but think, on a personal note, that I am currently playing Diablo 2, loving it, and Diablo 4, another game that I love, but I'm currently taking a time out on, is going back to the game that I'm enjoying late, but better late than never right now, and adopting a lot of the mechanics and the game into D4. Unbelievable. It makes me so happy because I'm thoroughly enjoying Diablo 2, and the fact that it looks like a lot of the D2 stuff is getting put into D4. Personally, music to my ears. And to bring back Mephisto from Act 3 of Diablo 2, it's going to take place in the lush jungles known as Turajan, and that's where the ancient city of Karast is. Now, they also announced they confirmed a new class. And I did a little research, and now I'm not the lore expert, but I have a new speculation on it, and I found a lot of this information online, and a lot of people are leaning this way as well. Apparently, the speculation is that because it's Mephisto, because it's in the jungles known as the Turajan jungle, which is the ancient city of Karast, a lot of people are suggesting this points to the Amazon class from Diablo 2. That is going to be the 6th class in Diablo 4. Wow. Again, another reference to Diablo 2, known as probably the best game in the franchise. But so there's a lot of speculation zooming around right now that because of its Mephisto and the area in the Diablo lore, that it's going to be the Amazon class. Very interesting. Pole spear makes a lot of sense. Anyway, we'll see what happens, but holy crap, what a first day. My main takeaways, they're adding more content to a season I thought they were done adding stuff to, and that people and the player base are already kind of happy with. Of course, anything's better than what was season 1, but no, a lot of players are enjoying season 2, but they're adding more. So that's a good sign that Activision Blizzard are piling on more content, even though the season is going relatively good for them. The player base, not all of them, but a good chunk of them have come back. The numbers are looking good as far as players playing the game and being happy with the game. Yes, of course, there's still a lot of hate out there, and a lot of people will never come back, and a lot of people want more improvements, me being one of them, but it was a huge step forward. And the fact that they've already announced the expansion, I personally think it's very well timed. It's a little later than what I thought it was going to be. I honestly thought we were going to do an expansion in and around the summer of 2024. Okay, so this is going to be 4 or 5 months later than what I thought it was going to be. I also want to point out that, obviously they did big part of the day one was World of Warcraft, of course. And I believe their major expansion is going to be coming out in 2024, which it is. But they said that it's going to be the fall of 2024. So I imagine as a company, when you look at it from a financial perspective, again, this is me just spitballing. I may be completely off my rocker on this one, because I really didn't pay a lot of attention to the WoW presentation. I got tidbits of it, but I suspect from a financial reporting perspective, again, I always try to think of the financial reporting, right? So they report their financials every 3 months, every quarter, right? So January to March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Those are the 4, right? And I think as a company, the way they're planning it is, okay, WoW in the 3rd quarter and the D4 expansion in the 4th quarter, right? Because you would imagine those would bolster their financial numbers, right? So a company always wants to have good financial reportings, right? Which is based off of their quarterly reports. So again, little small mind thinking here, that I think that's how it's going to happen. WoW 3rd quarter, Diablo 4 expansion 4th quarter. That's probably where the logic came from. Plus, it gives the dev team more time. Regardless, super stoked. I have to say, they continue to amaze me. This is good. This is the one thing that I also took away from day one, and we're gonna get into the meat and potatoes on day 2. Diablo 4 dev team's gonna have a campfire chat or a live chat. I can't remember what they called it, but they're having a chat. So they're going to go and deep dive, I think, into a lot of the stuff that they talked about on day one. But for me, my main takeaway is the fact that they are getting W's in concession. Okay. Now, they might be small W's, but they're W's. And more importantly, they're not L's. And that builds momentum. Momentum builds curiosity. And curiosity will get people coming back a little bit at a time. And I personally think there's bright days ahead for Diablo 4. And I haven't felt like this about Diablo 4 in a very long time. So it warms my heart that we're actually talking about good stuff for Diablo 4. So anyway, that's day one at BlizzCon, everyone. I hope you liked this video. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Did you watch the BlizzCon D4 stuff? What are your thoughts? Too much? Not enough? Like, I'd love to hear your comments. Like I've said a million times in my videos, the dialogue that we interact with in the community and in the comment section has taught me a lot. I love dialoguing with you guys. You guys have some amazing ideas, suggestions. So let me hear them. What did you think? And yeah, we'll see what happens in day two. We'll be back and report on what was said on day two, specifically regarding the Diablo 4 content. So thank you for watching. I hope you found this video informative. And for those of you, if you can like, comment, and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. We're creating a little community here, and we've coined it the Caps Waypoint. We'd love to have you. See you over there at the Caps Waypoint. We're here waiting for you. Why don't you hit that subscribe button? Come and join us. We're a nice, supportive community. We'd love to have you. All right, everybody. Take care. We'll see you next time.